Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Here she goes. Great ass! And you got your head all the way up it. Say hello to my little friend.
Hoo-ah! Oh, yeah. I'm the hand of Mona Lisa's skirt. I'm a surprise, Kevin. They don't see me coming.
What do you morons think? This is Little Italy? Wake up! This is the 21st century!
Mr. Storkman.
I know my fucking name! You piece of shit!
Hello everyone, this is Jeff11 Bronson. Welcome you all back to my Al Pacino retrospective review series. This is season 3, episode 6. And on today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the dreadful 2003 Turkey box office bomb. That is Gigli. Starring Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez and Justin Bartha, along with special cameo appearances by Christopher Walken and of course, man of the hour, Al Pacino. And believe it or not, it is actually directed by Martin Brest, who directed such classics, and I mean that literally, like Beverly Hills Cop, Midnight Run, Scent of a Woman, which you will remember is the film that finally won Sir Al Pacino his coveted Oscar at last. But oh yes, I finally watched this dreadful turkey. And luckily, since Pacino is only in it for a very small amount, I think about 10 minutes, I will do my best to make this a short review because, well, I'm not going to go over all the Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck shit in this film, the shenanigans. This is going to be probably more like a mild rant rather than an actual review, so yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at Gigli. I watched it, so you guys don't have to. There we go. The plot of the film goes as follows. Larry Gigli, played by Ben Affleck, is a low-ranking Los Angeles mobster who is not nearly as tough as he likes to act. Gigli is a collector but ends up being soft and lets them go even if they pay half the money, rather than hurting them and letting the word spread. Lewis, played by Lenny Venito, a higher-ranking member of Gigli's organization, commands him to kidnap the mentally challenged younger brother of a powerful federal prosecutor to use as a bargaining chip to save New York-based mob boss Starkman, played by Al Pacino, from prison. Staked out in his one-bedroom apartment with his kidnapped victim Brian, played by Justin Bartha, Gigli soon realizes that what he thought would be a routine assignment has become a tumultuous chore. Gorgeous, free-spirited female gangster Ricky, played by Jennifer Lopez, is sent to assist Gigli with the kidnapping because his boss doesn't think he's up to the job. But when Gigli's feelings for the decidedly unavailable Ricky blossom, and he also actually becomes concerned about Brian, tough guy Gigli transforms into an actual human being, which could be dangerous, considering his profession. In concept, I will say that this story actually isn't half bad. It is in the execution here, however, where the whole thing falls apart. The dialogue is terrible throughout, with the famous gobble gobble bits springing to mind, or Gigli, it rhymes with really, which is exactly how I felt throughout all of this. Really. Martin Brest directed this film. Really. Al Pacino and Christopher Walken have lent themselves to be in this. Really. Oh god. It's so hard to imagine that this is a film from the same director of Beverly Hills Cop, Midnight Run, and Scent of a Woman, which are all fantastic movies that have stood the test of time. This one just feels bland, from directing to editing to acting, the whole package. Ben Affleck is absolutely terrible and bland as the lead in this. J-Lo fares a little bit better, but not by much. At least she's hot in this. And don't even get me started on Justin Bartha, who did his quote-unquote best Rain Man imitation, which got really annoying really quickly. Christopher Walken pops up for a minute or two, and while he was there, he was the only highlight the film had going up until that point. But sadly, once he exits, the film plummets even further until Al Pacino graces this turkey with his appearance about an hour and a quarter in. Pacino supposedly agreed to the role out of respect and loyalty for Martin Brest, who of course directed his Oscar-winning performance in Scent of a Woman.
Now, Pacino is definitely the only thing in this film that really works for me. His scene finally gave the film some much needed energy, but alas, after about, 7 minutes or so, all that is over with as well. Sorry to say, not even the legend himself could save this one, though he did try, bless him. The movie upon release was a huge failure, needless to say. On an estimated budget of about $54 million, this managed to rake in only about $7 million worldwide. Allegedly, UK cinema stopped showing this one after only 1 week, and I can't blame them. It holds a 6% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes and only a 14% audience rating. Meanwhile, over on IMDb, the film sits at a 2.6 at the time of doing this review. My own final rating for this is the lowest so far in this review series, 2 stars out of 10. Why 2? One for Christopher Walken, and the other for Sir Al Pacino. Seriously guys, avoid this one at all costs. It really is as bad as people say it is. I went into this thinking, how bad can it be? Is it really that bad? Can it be that bad as people say? Well, yes, it can and it is. Story and concept isn't a bad idea for a rom-com, but somewhere along the line in making this, it just all fell apart. And that's the review/rant.
Where you going?
It's turkey time.
Huh?
Gobble, gobble.
So there you guys have it. That was my review or rant for Gigli from 2003. God, this film was awful. Like I said, I went into this. I've heard so many bad things about it over the years. I've always sort of avoided it because of all the negativity towards it. I was like, it can't really be that bad, can it? Yes, it can. And yes, it is. Right from the get-go, in the beginning, when Gigli, Ben Affleck's character, is talking to the other, gangster guy, Lewis, and he says, "This is my friend Gigli. It's pronounced Gigli. It rhymes with really." I'm like, really? That's the dialogue? Really? Yeah? That's exactly how I felt throughout this entire film. Really? Christopher Walken? Really? Al Pacino? Really? Martin Brest directed this? Really? God, this movie was so fucking bad. Oh. Anybody want a free copy? No, I'm keeping this in the collection. As bad as it is, I'm keeping it in there. It's just so I have every single thing Pacino was in. Yeah, 2 stars out of 10, like I said. 1 star for Christopher Walken, who was in it for like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes tops. And Al Pacino, who does luckily have a bigger scene, and he gets to do some shouting. Like I said, when he is in the film, it actually injects some much needed, energy and liveliness into it. But then it's all over once the scene cuts and we go back to the Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez stuff. J-Lo, I think J-Lo is not terrible, but also far from great. It helps a lot that she's hot in this film, and when she first appears, she's wearing this very tight jeans. It's almost showing a bit of a plumber's crack, so you can see her great ass, as Al would say. It's very accentuated by the jeans she's wearing and so in the outfits, and especially the scene where she's doing like some sort of yoga. I think it's a PG film. I think it's rated R in the US. It's sort of a PG rating here in the Netherlands. It's rated 12 years and over, even though there's quite a few F-bombs and stuff in here and some sexual innuendos, but there's not really any nudity or stuff. Yeah, it's again, I don't recommend it to anyone except if you're really curious to see if it really is that bad, and trust me, it is. Yes, it really is that bad. Save yourselves the trouble of seeing it. Anyway, next week, thank God, we'll be taking a look at a much more esteemed project, and a long one, so I'm gonna have to make time. The next one might be the longest review of the entire thing, because this is definitely the longest running time of any films or projects that I've covered. Next week we'll be taking a look at the 6-part or 2-part 6 episodes miniseries from 2004, HBO miniseries, directed by Mike Nichols. It is the epic Angels in America, which has an all-star cast: Al Pacino, Meryl Streep, Jeffrey Wright, Emma Thompson, so many great fantastic people, and I'm really looking forward to digging into that one. It's going to be a breath of fresh air after this abomination, so Join me next week for Angels in America. As always, this has been 101 Bronson saying a thank you and a big shout out to my members, Crushers Movies and Games, and Craig the Huff. If you also want to become a member and check out these Pacino reviews early, you can do so in the link down in the description. It would help the channel out tremendously. I would really appreciate it. With that having been said, stay safe and healthy and keep punching. And we will see you next week for Angels in America with some more Al Pacino. And again, an all-star cast in that one, an actual great production, that one. So, hoo-ah! See you next week. Take care.